So, how come we didn't get any noise out of the,
Out of this thing backing up?
out of the backup sensors?
Are they on?
That's interesting. Well, good morning, folks. I really think that there is like this conspiracy. I believe that there is a conspiracy with the phone systems. You know, we just had Apple admit that they were slowing down phones, but I think that I think Samsung is slowing down the phones too, because I find it very interesting that this phone I have is about 1.5 years old now, and it's just, I've made every video on this phone that you guys have ever seen us do, over 200 and some videos, and I swear to you, this phone is slowing down. It's not working the way it used to. And I think that's because they, hey man, cut it out. I think that's because they want me to buy a new phone, so they've slowed this phone down purposely. But anyway, you guys haven't seen me for a while, and hope that I haven't lost you all, but I have definitely been out of pocket dealing with moving my entire home. That's been hell, and it doesn't help that I'm somewhat of a pack rat. I have found since a lot of my stuff I wasn't prepared for this move, and I was throwing away more stuff. I had a lot of ruined stuff. It just was an incredibly difficult situation. But I am about all moved now, and my dog is photobombing me. But we're doing good. We are making forward progress, so that is a blessing. And good morning. Sure, this is a good topic. Hopefully it'll help a lot of people. That's what Chucko says. And I'm like, wow, I've only got like 2 people on my feed. So I'm like, holy moly, disappear for a week or 2 and everybody forgets you're alive. Wow. So anyway, we're gonna do this with just 2 people on. So let's have fun. A few things that we have going on. MC Talk TV. That's our Facebook page. It used to be Teach MC TV. It's now MC Talk TV. And today on MC Talk TV, Mikey 1%er poses a question: what did you name your motorcycle? So go over to MC Talk TV page, like that page, and join in on that discussion. The story on what I named my motorcycle is really pretty sad, but really pretty cool. My motorcycle's name is Mako Hope the Shark, and my motorcycle is named after my deceased dog Hope. And the story of Hope, who was an incredible dog that brought love and cheer to everyone around her, and her name was Hope Magda Charity Warrigal, mighty dog of dogs, the benevolent, great magnificent conqueror, the lion-hearted, Bunch the first, conquering dog of the tribe of Judah, elect of God. And yes, this was her whole name, and I used to call her by her name all the time. Okay, but I love you too. I love you too. Okay, all right. We can talk about Hope. Oh, Jealous here, whose name is Braveheart, Braveheart the Magnificent, conquering dog of Johns Creek. We call him Braveheart the Lost because we know that he was lost when I found him in St. Louis, Missouri, along the side of the road. But in any event, go over to MC Talk TV, Facebook page, and engage with Mikey One Percenter. Also, Diablo, another writer on MC Talk TV, talks about what is your favorite motorcycle movie. And I think that would be interesting. I think everyone's favorite motorcycle movie should be Biker Boys, the one that I helped bring to the silver screen. I was a technical advisor on that movie. That's my favorite motorcycle movie because I helped to make it become a reality in every aspect. So that was really cool. What is your favorite motorcycle movie? Hello from 84. Hello to 84 in Pittsburgh. And so we're going to get into this topic here. I do want to tell you, what else I want to tell you? Oh, you can get a hold of me, Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com, for those of you who are always trying to get a hold of me. Also, my Facebook page is Black Dragon Biker on Facebook. Also on Facebook, I'm John Edward Bunch II, or John E. Bunch II, or jbunchii. Those are the ways you can get a hold of me. On Twitter, I'm jbunchii. And on Instagram, I'm jbunchii. And on Marco Polo, I'm jbunchii. And on that other one, Snapchat, I'm jbunchii. So those are the ways to get in touch with me. And so, the 6,000-pound gorilla in the room is alcoholism in the motorcycle club. And one of our subscribers from Romania brought this subject up in a note that he sent us on MC Talk TV. And that 1,000-pound gorilla in the room that deals with alcoholism in the MC. And the reason it is so difficult a subject is because of the silly stereotypes that and the bravado that is brushed around in motorcycle clubs as some kind of, and drinking becomes some sort of rite of passage. And so to be against drinking in any form kind of makes you uncool. And you know, when people become uncool, they don't want to play ball. They don't want to broach the subject. They don't want to be thought of as uncool. So we're going to talk about this in a frank sort of way over the next few minutes, and try to get down to maybe some ways to fix some of this for some of you all. So let's keep it real. Probably in general, there's too much drinking in motorcycle clubs to begin with. And, you know, you go to a motorcycle event and there's drinking and alcohol and sometimes drugs everywhere. but there's definitely drinking. And you're almost expected to, well, let's do this. Let's have a discussion over a brew. Let's hang out and talk over a brew. Let's settle this dispute and sit down and have a beer afterwards. And this is kind of like the way we handle things. But drinking for people who can't handle a drink doesn't fix anything. And sometimes in the motorcycle club world, we are hard pressed to tell folks, you're drinking too damn much and you need to put it down. Good morning, Grand Trey. A lot of times we're riding just to take a drink. A lot of times, let's go meet up at this spot and drink, then go ride some more. Yet every motorcycle club has all these rules about drinking and driving. I know in our club, a good way to get put out is to be drunk on your bike. We don't play that. We don't do that. But we go a lot of places where drinking is almost mandatory. So how do you deal with people who are ill, as in are alcoholics? How do you deal with people that are alcoholics and most of your functions are set around drinking? And this is a real problem among MCs. And MC after MC after MC, I know, has this problem. Some of the ways we try to fix it are really kind of silly. The road captain walks up and tells you, you've had too much to drink. And we snatch your keys for the afternoon, for the night, for the evening. But in so snatching your keys, all we've done is fix the problem for a minute. I've had many brothers in my motorcycle club that were straight up hardcore, died in the woods alcoholics. And I remember, and sometimes they've been really high-powered people. For instance, the vice president of one of my chapters was so hooked on alcohol that he would actually pass out in meetings. It was crazy. He would be talking in meetings and not even be able to complete a sentence. And here's the thing. We sat up in the meeting and listened to his ass and watched him pass out in the middle of a sentence and wake up in 15 seconds and try to finish that sentence. And we sat there in the meeting as though that was normal, as though that was okay. And it was not. It was not normal, and it was not okay. So a lot of times, even the big, tough, bad bikers, a lot of times, not even we have what it takes to shut down silliness, retardation, stupidity. Sometimes we can't shut that down because we let the peer pressure overrun us. Somebody says, I'm an alcoholic, addict. I know I can't drink or use drugs. It's a personal thing. You can tell a guy he's drinking too much until you're blue in the face. He needs to realize he's drinking too much himself. So that's the problem. We would tell this guy over and over and over again, sometimes, hey man, you're just too drunk. But it never made a difference. It never made a difference in him. It never made a difference in what we were doing. He wouldn't stop. And because he wouldn't stop, I'll never forget the day we begged him. We took his keys. He fought with us. We begged him, please don't ride away. Rides down the street and gets in that accident and destroys his motorcycle. He's not the first one. We had a Blue Room built for a guy whose name was Blue. I had just gotten in the club, really, when he goes out and kills himself. Someone says, is your club open to any male to prospect? Yeah, any male. Our club is open to any male to prospect. Someone says, shout out, question, is the club open to any males? Yes, our club is open. We're open by race, open by everything. So, I remember when Blue Night, the story was really kind of sad. They took his keys from him, and he went and he got another set of keys. He went home and got another set of keys. And he just bought that brand new ZX11, I believe it was, Suzuki Ninja. It was the fastest motorcycle, production motorcycle of all times at that time. And I'll be damned if that fool didn't go out and kill himself 30 minutes after his keys were taken. Drunk as a skunk, racing. He decides to split the pack of guys that were racing and ride up the middle to show how fast his motorcycle was, knocking them over as he rolled up past them, almost taking one guy's foot off as he rolled through the middle of the pack, and didn't negotiate the, used to be like a kind of S-curve on Market Street. I think they straightened that out and got rid of that. Didn't negotiate that in San Diego and fell off his bike. Head first he went into the curb and split the little half-lid helmet that he was wearing, dead on the spot. Then there was the first person to ever die in the Black Sabbath Nation, and we got started in '74. In 1975, he died. Trying to remember his name. And how does he die? He gets his motorcycle. Club's trying to get him. He's riding back and forth in front of the club at 100 miles an hour, showing off, and screwed up some kind of way and hit the back of a Cadillac and embedded himself in it, and there he died. So put that on the floor between your feet. Those things are dirty on the inside, aren't they? All right, you can pour it in there. I'm gonna get ready to take that over to the, yeah, just like that. Perfect. Perfect. I think we're done in here. Should I leave my ex-girlfriend on the wall? Or take her with me? Interesting. So, these folks who super killed themselves in our clubs, many of them were battling alcoholism for years and years. And the club seemed to be ineffective at getting them to stop. Ineffective at getting them to look at their self-destructive ways in time to save their lives. So I'm going to, someone says, take her, gotta keep the memories. Well, I think I will. What are you doing? Leave my picture alone. What do you even know what I'm talking about? I didn't even know you were listening. Who could be jealous of a picture? Really? Well, gorgeous. I was going to leave you here, which is making some people happy. Well, I'm just taking, it's just a picture. Holy moly. You can't be mad over a picture. What's wrong with the world? And I don't want anything to happen to my belongings. You understand? You understand over there? Hello? In the event, we were unable to make a difference in these guys' lives until such time as, hey, will you stop? We were unable to make a difference in these guys' lives before they lost their lives. So I say to you, as we start this, and we're going to do this as a series, we're going to start this series about how we can save our brothers' lives and this alcoholism thing. And it's the first time I've really tackled such a subject. But we have had so many major Black Sabbath icons die on motorcycles, drunk. And it wasn't a one-time drunk event. These are guys who get drunk, who would get drunk all the time, and it's almost as if the boys will be boys, bravado, tough presentation. The MC is almost set up to not be able to help, to almost guarantee a fail in this arena. The MC is almost set up to guarantee a fail because everything that the MC does is often so 100% opposed to what one would think would be successful in helping people to stop drinking. And we're really good at it. I mean, we're really good at putting events together by which people drink and ride and all this kind of stuff, and for the most part we don't think about it because most of the brothers are okay. Most of the brothers do use the motorcycle club as recreation. So they've been working hard all week, they haven't had a drink all week, and this is the weekend and they're with their brothers, and drinking is part of unwinding and having a great time. So to those guys they drink responsibly. But what do we do about the other guys who are mixed in among us, who couldn't have a responsible drink if their life depended on it? And we kind of brush it under the carpet. We let those guys ride marginally drunk all the time. We only really get mad when they start slurring and acting crazy and push it over the edge. That's when we want to take their keys, but we should have taken their keys like months ago. Hello, Dragon. My club has a couple of full patches who don't drink. When they all realized I don't drink either, it was like the most normal thing in the world. When they realized I didn't drink either, it was like the most normal thing in the world. So, Anglo, I have been, Anglo-Spanish racing, I have been, I've never drank. I've never been a drinker. So, I don't even really drink a beer to hang out. I mean, you might see a beer in my hand every now and then. If it's got to be really cold and I got to be really thirsty. I just never been a drinker. Never been one to smoke a joint or anything like that. Smoke a blunt. It just never has been part of my personality. But hey, I overeat. I mean, we all have something that we do. But it was never a problem for me. Never a discussion. Are we going to have something? It never. But I've had so many brothers for which I've been part of them for decades, and we have some hardcore rules in our club for people that we don't have any rules against alcoholism. None of us are doctors. We've never put a diagnosis on somebody. But we do have rules for what to do if a person is too drunk. Like if one brother says you're too drunk, you might be able to fight that. If two brothers says it, that's it. The road captain says give you the keys, you're going to give up the keys. We have things to handle incidents. And I think all motorcycle clubs have things that handle incidents. But having things that handle problems, having components and situations and processes to handle problems of brothers that have problems with alcohol, I don't think the MC has that. But if we are our brother's keepers, the MC should. I think after so many incidents, the ultimatum of continuing to drink or being in the club might be the only thing to help them realize the severity of their drinking. Maybe a bylaw is in order. So Steve Fraser says that rules for putting other people in danger. There are definitely rules for situations, but I think Johnny Bones might have the ultimate answer is, after so many situations, are we just putting your ass out of the MC? But, does that help you? As brothers, have we done what we're supposed to do? Maybe the rule should be seek treatment or we're putting you out. What could the bylaw be? But because the culture is accepting of alcohol and in some cases even drug use, a lot of people I know just don't believe marijuana is drug use. And I guess in California it isn't anymore. And Colorado hasn't been for a while. So if that's okay, but abuse is not. I mean, alcohol is legal, and alcohol abuse is legal. No one's going to kill you if you can't if you abuse yourself. No one's going to put you in jail for abusing yourself. But the MC needs to come up with ways to ensure that we can protect our brothers from themselves, and in some cases we can protect our brothers from not only hurting themselves but from hurting others around them. Like I say, I remember when the Blue Knight took several people down on his way to killing himself simply by having too much to drink. These are stories that we're going to talk about. So we're going to do an alcoholism series and a drug abuse series. I get calls all the time from chapters all over the world that talk about some of their problems. And so, some of the problems I've heard have been interesting, like brothers who dabble in drugs and have nose issues, and how these issues affect the club, and how money from the club comes up stolen, and all these other things that people have told me about, and how they can be devastating to the brotherhood based on the dependency of these things that we can abuse. Good morning, Raz Massey. Or Raz Massey. I never asked, was it Macy or Massey? So anyway, but I want to give you some things to take with you. Number one is, with love and patience and dedication, we can help our brothers overcome any malady that may affect them. Although alcohol abuse is a demon, demons and bad spirits must bow before the goodness of man. we can take steps and love our brothers enough to fix them. In order to fix a problem, we've got to admit that there is a problem. And too many times the MC, and I've been guilty of it, turns a blind eye, and we only react when we see people fall off the wagon so bad that it's just in our face and we have no choice but to react. But a lot of times when they're on their way to getting to that, we just sit silent. And how can you say you love someone and sit silent just because it's uncomfortable for you to talk to them? Taking on these subjects is very uncomfortable, especially when you're trying to get into someone's life and it's a personal thing that people don't want you in their lives personally like that. So we got to figure that out. Johnny Bones says anybody with a serious problem drinking or using will be forever thankful and grateful for giving them no choice but to seek treatment or they're out of the club. We need a rock bottom to set things in motion. Johnny Bones, of course, says that because he has had a drinking problem. Flanders said we need to stand by our brothers, but part of that is holding them with addiction. So we're going to talk about this more. This is going to be a subject that we're going to bring up. I'm going to seek some experts out to talk to us about how to intervene with our brothers and get them right. And we're going to interview those experts, and we're going to come up with some hard choices. Oh, but part of that is helping them with addiction. We need to stand by our brothers, and part of that is helping them with their addictions. I believe that, Flanders 405. So this was brought up, and to my subscriber out in Romania, we appreciate you bringing that up, and we're going to give it the attention that it deserves. Start by setting boundaries. Do not allow those boundaries to be breached. Stand firm and strong with your brothers. When they're not able to say no, you can. If you know you have a brother that drinks, stop providing them drinking opportunities. Let's go fishing, not let's go drinking. Let's go riding, not let's go get a cold one. Focus on some of the things that you do that makes a healthy environment for your brothers. Say no when it's appropriate to say no. And do the things and the steps necessary to help them move forward. We're going to talk about this a little more, and that's what I wanted to focus in on today. And I'm just about done with my moving. I'll be back on my regular schedule starting today, and we'll be having our daily videos again. And I certainly appreciate everybody that's been watching, all the well-wishers, all the people that have sent me money and help and support. I thank you to the bottom of my heart. And you folks are in my VIP category, which means you get a free book every single solitary time I write one. And I got about 20 coming. So I love you all, and I thank you so much. And I think the dog needs a vest. I think he probably does too. Love you guys. We're going to do this more. This is a subject I'm not going to leave. Somebody said something about a bait. I'm not sure that I know what a bait is. I thought it was a motorcycle rights group. Does it also do alcoholism? I don't know. I guess I'll find out. But I appreciate you guys, and good to see you. And we will talk tomorrow. And be good and get skinny.